Push and push and push. Hey, yay, we're here. Let me check my volume. Okay, namaste, everyone. Welcome. Oh, what have we got here? So here's Ushmal, and this is the Pyramid of the Moon, which is the Sacred Feminine University and the Courtyard of the Birds. Quite an amazing place. I've taken many of my groups here. We've done powerful activations in this courtyard, and we're going to be going here both in December and in March. So make sure you come with us. All right. Hello, everybody. Hi, Jana Joy. Hi, Marnie. Hi, Tiffany. Wow. Look at everyone. Tiffany. I've been thinking about you a lot because I haven't been able to be on the circle. Hopefully I'm going to see her next week. So, okay. Welcome, everyone. We are here on our third and sort of final day. We do have a bonus call. We've moved it from tomorrow on YouTube to next Friday on Zoom. So it's a really simple, easy thing to do. I think if you go to the homepage at nanakasha.com, maybe down below, hopefully. Here, I'm just looking to see if we've got it. Not here. I think I have it on a slide. However, you just go register for free. There's nothing to pay or anything, but on Zoom, I can talk to you and then we can get into some deep readings, and it tends to be a very beneficial healing session for everybody who comes. So that is Manifesting Sacred Retreats, which I've done a few of these calls, and they're morphing, they're becoming something very living that we get to work with. So we're talking about alchemy. The first day of the challenge, we talked about what is alchemy and what is abundance. And then we discovered, what do we have an abundance of we don't want? What do we have an abundance, a lack of that we want more of, that we want an abundance of? And there's a lot of degrees to that. However, that's just it's kind of a duh, except for we're going under the concept of shifting you into the sacred feminine spherical consciousness. So in the Sacred Magic Mystery School this year, we are following the path of fire, the fire priestess, the sacred feminine wisdom. And this is where we're starting, because you have to be master of the energies, the spiritual substance that's all around you. You need to understand and remember how to work with that. You all know how. We're all doing it already. We're doing it in a less conscious way and not getting controlled results, or maybe not the best choice of words. Well, okay. Focused results. And there's so many different paths to go down this way. Okay, yes, I'm listening. So then when you look at that, you realize you are magnetic, you are attractive, because you are putting out a frequency. That frequency is changing depending on what's going in the soup. I used to imagine that I was this giant, vat of soup. And, if I had a lot of carrots in there, if I had different things in there representing fears or feelings of happiness or feelings of confidence or feelings of it never works out for me, right? So all of these, whether it's an old thought that you've buried and you don't think you have anymore, or if it's one you've learned not to say out loud, but you maybe say it internally, sometimes when you're stressed, maybe all the time. What are you saying when you go to sleep? We moved into the word, and we have activations at the end of both days, and we're going to do one today. Not the end. Yesterday was mostly the activation, actually. And what happens is that as you begin to realize that alchemy sounds really cool, and it is, but it isn't some mystic thing that only certain people did. It isn't a lost art like we don't know. In fact, there's some really interesting shows like on Gaia 1212, where we have information. Like there's a show with the Grand Master of the Templars, I think, which wasn't something that I would normally watch. I ended up watching it last year and learned so much about alchemy. And he's a scientist, and he's replicated all these ways of doing scientific 3D kind of Newtonian, but with quantum physics experiments in alchemy. And essentially what they discovered was that when you hear about mana, when you hear about someone in the Bible feeding 1 million people from a little bit of mana, We've, in a lot of cultures and traditions, mana is there's the word is in almost every single sacred culture. Very interesting. And it means something that gives you life force. So like food or like bread, but it doesn't mean bread. And it's a white substance. It's a white powder that is formed from these alchemical processes that have been left in Egypt and everywhere else. And then it can make like a blood red liquid, which is what I believe that the church was trying to replicate, was by saying something gross like, let's drink someone's blood. Who's the witch? Let's think about this. However, what it really was is it gave eternal life, and there were other things that could be made from it. So, in a scientific sense, that aspect has been proven. Now, turning lead into gold, so you have a pile of gold coins, and now you're rich and all that stuff. Not obviously, really, something that anybody has mastered. The real point of alchemy is to transmute everything that's your ego, everything that's blocking you from being abundant, being loved, being happy, doing what you want, allowing the universe to support you. Stop working so hard, get into the present moment, start to create and choose and name your reality. Use your words, use your thoughts, use your powers very consciously. So even when you learn like, oh, your words are really important, then you get afraid of saying anything. That wasn't a bad thing at the time when we learned that our words and thoughts become things, It's more now to understand the discernment that you have to name it. If we keep acting the way we used to, which I did, I learned very, very good to be Zen and have no opinion and no preference. And it's actually not why we're here. You need to do that. You need to develop that discipline so you unhook from ego, because you may chase something for money and then get to the end of it, be unsatisfied, unsuccessful, or unsustainable, and then be frustrated and mad. Like, well, I did this thing and I showed up and I put in my effort and I visualized and I meditated. Here's the thing. We have to stop pushing everything forward on an agenda that we think will be the best for us, but we don't know, because we're down here in the deep sea diving suit and all the tubes, that go up from that deep sea diver, that go up to the help crew, right? That go up to your higher self and your body elemental and your I am presence and source and your spirit guides and your other lives and your wisdom that you have that's speaking to you now. Perhaps you're having more vivid dreams. Right now we're coming out of the eclipses, and for me, incredibly intense, incredibly fabulous. I love all change. I've been going very deep spiritual, sacred initiation, just all year in many levels. And the journey, the trip, the retreats, the conference, fracturing my foot, everything, all of it, mixes together into the journey, your hero's journey. So we're all here now on the other side of that eclipse, but that eclipse is going to occur again in March when Maria and I are again together for the full moon in a sacred place. So this is pretty epic. And astrologically, it's a bridge. So we have this like 6 months, 5 months or so, right? To see where we are and to integrate it. So now is a time with the full moon coming to be creative and to be engaged in taking action, but only if it's inspired. So here's the difference between what we used to, or I used to think inspired action was, oh, that's the coolest idea ever. I'm going to do that. I'm going to run around. I'm going to make it happen. I'll stay up all night. I'll do this. I'll do that. I'll take my last 3 pennies. I'll do this. Not necessarily wrong. However, just because you're at a height of excitement, a state of consciousness about something, doesn't mean that it's right. I recommend that you go through the whole cycle, like a 24-hour day, of allowing yourself to be in different moods, be tired, be happy, be morning, be evening, be, busy, be not busy, with an idea. And then begin to explore that idea instead of saying, oh, I think this means this, and try to fit it to your agenda. the sooner you start to unhook, and you can just start right now by saying it, by using your words to command, to tell yourself, to direct yourself, to get back into the driver's seat and get up here, sit down and say, okay, from now on, we are speaking and thinking coherently, aligned with our heart, because I live in a world of abundance. I came here fully supported, fully funded, abundant. Everything is here. Spiritual substance is all around us. We have nothing but abundance. It's just, what is the abundance of? So all you're doing is turning that dial. And now, when we went yesterday, we went deeper into the word. What's the big thing about the word? Well, there's certain scriptures that say, the word came first and the word was this and that. Well, the key to that is that it's confusing if you take the modern interpretation of this. If you step back and understand it's psychological, it's energetic, it's spiritual, it's mystery. It's a mystery school manual. This is one of the most powerful ways to alchemize anything in your life, is start to be interested in symbology, in the meaning of something, of being more aware of your environment, more aware of numbers, more aware of animals, more aware of the weather, more aware of yourself in the moment, more aware of your reaction. You could walk by the same place every day and it could feel different. I take people to the Temple of Venus at Sibyl-Chaltun, and every time we go inside, there's a small area they let us go down in. The energy is in a different place, or it's doing something different. It's pulling like a vacuum, or it's radiating, or there's a portal open. Sometimes it's on this wall. Sometimes it's above and below in that similar area. So everything is breathing. Everything is moving. If you follow astrology or Mayan astrology or energy of the day in some way, right? If you do divination every day, you pull one of my prosperity magic cards, yay. You use cards, or you use runes, or you go outside in nature and you let nature speak to you. In every moment, exactly what you would most like is there. You are only able to be aware of that which you have said, you have spoken, declared, announced, and commanded that you want. You can't beg. You can't say, please, please, please give me this. Please, oh, when do I get to that? I've suffered so much. Why didn't that happen? You can't blame anyone, including yourself. You have to unplug from all of that. And then you get to say, oh, I'm standing here. I'm on my path. I'm living my purpose. I'm going to recommit to it. What does that mean? I have to follow my bliss. Then in every moment, by the time we ended yesterday, we were radiating this field that's alchemizing everything that's coming into our field now. So in the Alchemy of Abundance class that we're going to start soon, it's going to be going through these universal laws, but in a way you've never experienced, because it's going to be experiential, and we're going to be doing ritual, and we're going to know which tools, not just like crystals or animals, but like which words, which symbols, which we're drawing from multiple cultures and ancient mystery schools in my school. So I might bring in Egyptian alchemy. I might bring in ancient Greece, Rome, Native American, Maya. There's many different Celtic. There's a lot of different schools, a lot of different symbols, a lot of different. And to me, pulling from different ones to put together a picture that suits me is what I want for you, because there's an abundance of everything. So if you have a sandwich and you want mustard on it, I happen to hate mustard. So, and I wouldn't eat the sandwich because I don't eat bread, but we'll just go with the sandwich. So you would be like, oh, mustard, lots of mustard, please. And I would be like, oh my God, no mustard. If mustard touches my sandwich, I don't want it. What are we doing? We're taking the offer sandwich and we're changing it. We're alchemizing it to suit us. I want you to start to think of every single thing that you desire. And could you ask for it? Imagine it happening without emotion, without feeling mad, without feeling angry, without feeling or paying attention to the anger that comes up, paying attention to what's the story that comes up in your head, like, oh, well, this will never happen, but I'll go ahead and say it because she said to say it. Okay. Do it anyway, even if you're thinking that. Okay. Believe me, it'll work. Just keep doing it from whatever level of resistance you're at or whatever level of openness you're at. Now, if you're like me and you're always like change, 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 you also have to stop and breathe and notice where you are going too fast or where you are not noticing anything or where you're still just dragging something along because you're super strong in that area. Okay. You've got to start to take care of yourself because you are becoming a bigger magnetic pull, means you're going to attract much more. You need to be way more careful with your words. Are they matching? What are you saying? What are you thinking? Okay. And then what is the after voice? So you think, you visualize. Okay. That sounds fun. That would be fun. Oh, I'd like to do that. Maybe it's something you see. Maybe it's something you feel. Maybe it's something you taste. Maybe it's something you see someone else do. Whatever level that is, what's the desire that's coming from there? Now, I can promise you that you're not going to go chasing these things because that is the anti-manifestation method. Don't chase it. Don't say, it never comes to me. It doesn't happen. It probably won't work. Because every single one of those, just one, even if it doesn't come out of your mouth, even if it's only in your head, or even if it's only in your heart, this is creating your reality. And believe me, I'm so aware of this now that I'm like, oh no, like I just spilled, oil into the ocean or something, just like, I just polluted it. Right now, there's things you can do, and there's things that we teach to take the laws to use to begin to address that mound of things that you've spoken into reality of negativity. How many times have you said it won't work out for me? I can't afford it. It's their fault and whatever else. Okay. A million other things that we've all done. All right. So now if you can accept that you're like a little bit of a Alka-Seltzer and you're fizzing away, now you're going to go deeper into you're alchemizing whatever it is that's around you, within you, and you're alchemizing it into what? All right. Well, this is where you have to be the one to say what you want. And you have to be the one to ask for the help. And you have to be the one to realize that how much of the day are you saying things won't work out or something else that affirms lack, affirms that other people outside of you have power? Like, well, I only make this much money, so how can I do this thing? One has nothing to do with the other. You have to say, I want to do this retreat. I want to buy this house. I want to do this, whatever. And then you go step into it. Is it really aligned to my heart? Yes. Okay. I don't know how to make it happen, but the universe does because I wouldn't want it. And it's so literal that it isn't like, well, I hope that's true. If I do the meditation right, it's true. No, it's just true. These are infallible laws. And so throughout the course, I'm going to really help you to understand the depth to which this is so literal. It's so fast and it's so easy. Yeah. Hang on one sec. Okay. Thank you. I have a bevy of interesting things happening right now. So I'm just going to make a note. Lightbody. I want you to throw questions in. I want you to throw comments in. If you've been doing the activations, if what's hit you the most, what do you want more of information about what we're talking about? Specific questions, real life questions, right now questions, things that you have a hard time letting go of, even if you don't speak it. Like, why does that always happen to me? And oh, of course, those kind of comments. Like, I learned to never say that. And then I learned to really not think that. And yet there was this third aspect that I don't know anybody else talks about, like your inner voice that would just, if you get quiet, you'll hear it like you're, oh, okay, whatever, that didn't work out. Next thing. And all of a sudden inside, yeah, of course. Or, well, that sucked. Or, some other criticism towards me or someone else. So this coherence has to come together. So you have an open channel, and then you You have everything within you and around you. You have all the substance. You have everything you need to alchemize. What do you want to alchemize into? So we're going to do is, oh, light body. Okay. I had one more thing to share with you. Um, mm, mm, there we go. Sometimes I feel like one of those movies that make fun of people who can't see, staring at your screen. Um, so if you go over to the shop, you'll see the sale on the class. And we're going to be doing a call next Friday. So it's a great place to ask questions about anything. In the meantime, reach out to me, especially if you're interested in one of the retreats. They're extremely powerful, extremely sacred, extremely unique. They're a combination of energies and people that feel like power. In March, we're going to be in the year of the fire horse. In December, we're going to be the end of the snake year. And there, I find the more it's a soul calling, the more there is definite pathways for you to get there. And of course, finding your way there once you hear the call is a big part of the initiation, right, of the sacred thing. And I'm happy to be here to help you through that. All right, so here's information about what the class is. I think I have these up. I think I'll switch over to the slides. I think I have them on the slides. It's much better. So let's look at some of the laws. Let me take a peek here. What we got? Hi, Kelly. Isolique Rose. Wow, what a beautiful, beautiful name. Oh, hi, Susan. I'm just trying to catch up here. Hi, Marnie. Yeah, the call changed. So tomorrow I was going to do an extra call about manifesting a retreat or substitute your own thing. But we moved it to Zoom so that I can actually talk and interact with people and do deeper readings and have that more intimate breakthrough. And you don't have to come live, but that's the time to be there if you want me to talk with you. And we'll give you the replay. So either here or when you get the email for the replay, there's a link. I think it's on the main website too, to just go sign up for that call. We'll make sure you get the Zoom link. And it's going to be next Friday at 3 p.m. Central. All right. Tiffany, I pulled Lisa Barnett's book off the shelf and adding the Akashic Records to my life have heightened my vibration. Awesome. Yeah, there's so many different ways to access the infinite field. And so if you relate to the idea of the Akashic Records, because it is, but we do it without calling it that, and most of the work you do with me. And then when you get an idea of like, wow, what it is and what's possible with it, what I like about Lisa, and don't forget she's in one of the priestess interviews that are here. So if you want to hear her talk about Akashic Records and your rising sacred feminine, that's right here. And she's been a friend of mine for many, many years. And one thing I like is how we talk about you can rewrite your records. So that's something to do too around the idea of prosperity, abundance, belief in yourself. I had a huge, large karmic tie to martyrdom. Wow. Well, welcome to that group. Yeah, that's about, 80% of the planet, maybe 100. But it's a very powerful. So the victim, we were talking about being a victim yesterday and how you can't be a victim and you can't believe in victims. And it doesn't mean you don't help people. It doesn't mean you don't speak up for yourself. Okay. Those are not, everybody tries to get those confused. That's not what we're talking about. It's a very clear cut. Everybody is the generator of their reality, and not to make them bad or wrong, and not to mean that they don't need help or that your purpose isn't to help them or isn't to inspire them or isn't to be one of those lights in their life. Who knows? Or a seed. You never know. But what I loved about day one activation is where we welcome in the abundance things we don't want. My ego was like, no, you're not supposed to think like that. But it was so helpful to bring it in. Oh, good, good, good. Thank you, Tiffany. Yes, that's the thing is we have to be whole. And so we can't do any more cord cutting. If you learned that in some method, please stop chopping parts of yourself off. It was helpful at first when you realize, oh my God, I'm doing this victim thing to myself. and maybe we'll do escape the victim vibe again. It was a I don't know, maybe an hour and a half thing I used to have that I used to sell. And because I was so stuck in the victim vibe, and I started realizing that I felt like a victim, didn't matter what it was. And it made me angry, and it made me feel entitled, and it made me feel left out, and it gave me self-esteem issues, and it just goes on and on and on and goes into every area of your life, right? So this is an invitation I want. I'm glad you brought up the word karmic. So what we have to do is stop judging parts of ourselves. And I can promise you, as a hypnotherapist, I have seen decades now, 30 something decades of where and how we people keep their memories that they are afraid of. So you could have been abused, or it could have been, you died in a certain way in one life, and that pattern kept getting more and more tender, more and more. And then you brought it here in this life, and you're ready to change it. Past lives are key, vital. Their day-to-day communication, not just the healing and the wounds, though, the powers now too. And so, what we have to do is say, all of me is perfect and all of me is fabulous. And I would find people who had buried themselves in a particular life, like, chained inside a box, hanging in the middle of a well was one person. I forget what it was, but anything like your power to speak up, your power to make money, your power to take creative, intuitive information and transform it into a logical teaching. These are all very profound skills that many of us got us in trouble or killed or something, right? So when we just say, every part of me is perfect and beautiful, I want you to come out from the shadows, come out from the dungeons, come out from the wherever you're locked away, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, whatever it is, and then you get to replace it. So substitution is one of the key points in this path. Once you say, I want all of it, because you can't pretend, you can't go to these higher states of consciousness. You can't prepare for 2027, the era of peace. Now, if you keep insisting on fighting for your limitations, keeping your judgments of yourself, not being willing to explore and let go of the entire paradigm of how we were taught to think about worthiness. We do not have to prove our worthiness. We don't have to take a long time. We don't have to put out a lot of effort. What? This makes no sense. It makes no sense to anything I learned. You had to be good enough, and you had to try to achieve, and you always had to work, and it kept going on and on. So now what's really cool is that we are in a place where we need to speak it, and we need to choose it. And what we talk about in the wishes fulfilled idea is like, what is it you want? And if you have such a hard time of really knowing what you want, you will come from your ego at first, but don't worry about it. You use that as your first step. I want more money. Okay. I want more sleep. Okay. I want less fear. Okay. I want more money. All right. We already said that. So that's a common one. More time. Whatever it is. All right. Just use it. And then you're like, and what would it feel like if I had more time, if I had more money? Well, I would be less stressed. I would sleep better. I would have more inner peace. Okay. So then what you really want is inner peace. Okay. And this is how you start to build that future. Okay. That wish, that desire, that life, but it's already created. It's already here. If you just imagine there's 1,000 like little waiters all holding trays up down this path that you're on, going to the Emerald City, like Dorothy, and they all have something that you want. And it's there in any way that you want it. But we're over here going, no, it's too hard. It's going to take a long time. I never get what I want. Tomorrow will be the same, whatever it is. Okay. We all have these now. So, and we know them. And so now when you start to realize that it may not happen in 1 minute, 1 day, 2 hours, 2 weeks, or 2 months, the minute that you refuse to speak against yourself, refuse to ask your angels, your guides, your body, your higher self, your purpose, the universe, Gaia, whatever you want, to block you, to hold you back, to make you poor, to make you scared, to fill you full of fear. These have to end. So you end them by not speaking them, and then not thinking them, and then not speaking them again on the inside, and those become coherent. You must substitute, though, because the universe wants to fill the vacuum. So then you put into that vacuum, you put into there, what is that which you wish for? Now, again, like I said, if you start with, I just want money, that's fine. Just put it, if it's on your plate, like, I need money right now. Okay, then do that. Now, desperation doesn't work with the universe. Suffering doesn't work. Sacrifice doesn't work. Poor me. I did this, I did that. That person did this to me. Anything, I never took anything for myself. I never asked for myself. When do I get to have my stuff? This was the way that most of, not that intense, but that's part of my upbringing. So a very common upbringing and mindset. And so you have to prove yourself. You have to take a long time to do that too. We're getting rid of the delay language. We're getting rid of the language that says it's there, it's coming, because then it's always coming. And we're telling the universe it's not there. We have to get more and more literal about exactly what we're saying and notice what we're saying and become coherent with what we're saying so that it can generate, it knows which way to take us. So we could say, well, you know better. I was talking earlier about what we used to do was like, whatever's best. Like, what does spirit want for me? What do you want? What do you want? Oh, whatever spirit wants for me. I like asking best possible advice for me at this time, meaning aligned with what's optimal for my highest good. However, we have to start having more opinion, and then we have to become discerning around whether it's ego, right? So there's a lot, embodying vitality, great sleep, body confidence, and releasing aloneness. So exactly what you do is you take what you wrote, Marnie, right? And you say, what do I have an abundance of? And what do I have a lack of? What do I want more of? What do I want less of in that? Well, you want to embody vitality. You want more of that. Okay, put that into the abundance side. Great sleep, body confidence, aloneness, that, those were all, I want more abundance. And then that one came in, which is I want less of aloneness, feeling alone. Okay. And feeling safe, being seen, love, and all the rest. Okay, good. So you take each one of those and you say, I want more, and put it in your abundance category, and what you want less of in your other side of your category, right? And now you start to create a word, a sentence, a thought, an image. What is that? And you need to say it. Now, we learned in the beginning, we would just say, like, I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich. And we didn't get rich and we wondered what's up. So now we know that you have to feel it and you have to think it and you have to be willing to do it over and over and over and repeat it as many times a day as possible. We know all kinds of other secrets that I've told you, like, don't go to sleep with any of the negativity, anything you don't want on your mind. Keep yourself awake if you have to. Your sleep is not as important as what happens in your sleep, which is the manifesting happens. And it happens exactly to replicate with what you go to bed with. So if you go to bed with anger, fear, lack, trying to figure it out, frustrated with the how, disappointed in results, you're going to get more of that. It's literal. The universe does not feel sorry for you. It doesn't have emotions about it. It just says, yes, you can have whatever you want. All right. So we really have to get literal about that. Every single thing is a reflection of who you are being inside. And the only place to change it is inside. And you've got to turn around and stop asking the mirror to change and go inside. And you can't say, I don't want that, because now you're going to get more of that. And you're feeding it. You're giving it attention. You're noticing it. You have to do this weird dance where you cut off exactly what you're doing that is creating what you don't want. You don't speak it, you don't say it, and you stop being a reporter. So you don't want to be a reporter. Hey, guess what? My whole life is so bad. Oh, guess what happened to me the other day? This happened and this over, and I don't think this person knew what they were doing. And guess what happened here? And stop telling your life. Stop reporting what you're seeing. It doesn't matter what you're seeing because it's coming from inside of you. Go inside and start commanding, start creating, start designing, start imagining. All right. So if it's like, I love my life. I am so full of energy. I feel safe in my body. I'm flexible, this and this, whatever it is you want, you describe it and then you start to fill it in over time. So that's like whole other class, but that helps to give us a little bit of a insight into what is the steps of manifesting. So manifesting is to make something appear to the eye because it's already here. It already exists. All time exists. Every life you've had, every possible life you could have, and a different way of being in that life. You could be in that life single. You could be in that life overweight. You could be in that life underweight. You could be in that life sick. You could be in that life happy. You could be in that life angry with somebody. You know, there's a million ways for you to be in a particular path, as well as what is actually happening on that path. So let's look at now. This is the one that's going to be on the 10th. Okay. So you go to nanakasha.com/retreat-manifesting. So thank you. All right, so let's take a look at a couple of these laws. This is about the, we've been using this in the first two, and I want to invite you to use this tool on the video. This is an encoded image from the Lightbody School from 2018. And this is you, this is your light body. This is a space of being in the flow of abundance, being in the infinite field, and going deep into it using the sacred geometry of that. So now we're not starting on the 10th, we're starting the week after, just to correct that now. Okay. I want you to change your entire perception of reality. I don't want you to ask the same questions. I don't want you to think about, oh, I'm going to have to do that. It's going to take a lot of time, or it was a lot of work, or that was fun, or that wasn't fun. Nothing is the way that you did before. You're not going to be taking action the way you did that before. You're not going to be thinking the way you did before. You're not going to be expecting a long time or a short time anymore. Okay. Your entire perception of reality is there's problems or there's happiness and solutions. There's something I love. Ooh, there's something new that I love. I'm going to add that to what I love. And you flow up and down with life. It doesn't mean that the challenging, painful things don't happen. They do. However, they happen differently. They happen less. They happen for different reasons to guide you from where you are. Okay. So now we just emphasized the fact that it's divine feminine and divine masculine, the whole of creative universe, the entire infinite field that is standing here saying, here's all the spiritual substance you need. What would you like to do with it? And you say anything. I hate my life. And they say, yes, here you go. And boom, 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 boom. You start getting an abundance of reasons to hate your life. I love my life. Okay, boom, 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 boom. You start getting a ton of like people showing up, and I love having conversations like that. Oh, I love that. Oh, look, I found this new cafe, whatever. Okay, it's literal and it can be immediate because it's already right there. So the only gap is inside of you. Okay. Yes, the universe says. Yes, the Sacred Father says. Yes, the Sacred Mother says. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. So we're going to have processes and rituals and things where you work with all these different elementals, but you are releasing fear, poverty patterns, lack mentality, and replacing them. So remember, substitute, 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 substitute. Okay. So we're going to take the last few minutes here to look at the ideas that we're going to explore. And what I want you to think about now is, okay, if there's a law of circulation, so these aren't strict 7 hermetic laws of the universe. Those are our basic laws. Now we go into the sacred feminine laws, which include things like the law of substitution, the law of spiritual alignment, spiritual science and technology laws. And so we're looking at a deeper, vaster, more multidimensional way of connecting. So the law of circulation is, of course, you can imagine, right? It means we can have things, but we're not meant to hoard things. We're not meant to make the goal to have a lot of things, including money, because it's a living divine river that has to flow. So when you also then use it like a network to send out blessings and healing and beauty and peace into the world, because if you bless money and you ask it to go out with every penny that it goes out from you and every penny that comes back to you, that it's blessed and that it multiplies and that it returns to you 10,000 fold. That means it's blessing everyone who ever touches it. It's blessing everyone, including you. And then it's multiplying the blessings based on every single person who touches it. So this goes very, very deep. But the alchemy possible, you are injecting a certain energy into the veins of the entire world economy, so to speak. Now, this is one that we've touched on yesterday, your word, and then the law of presence. I touch on that quite a bit, the eternal now. Now, why? There's a lot of different depth in this concept that you're going to play with, but essentially I want you to keep going deeper with the idea that stop saying wait, stop saying delay language, stop saying soon, next year, maybe, I don't know, if this happens, I'll do it. The eternal now has everything right now. You have to get into the eternal now. You can't judge if you're in the eternal now. You have to become unconditional love if you're in the eternal now. You have to reclaim your power to decide what you think, to what you speak, to ask for what you want, and then co-create, not be attached to it in an egoic way. So instantly being in the present moment means that instantly the answer is here. You could so quickly, you could wake up in the morning with it. How deeply can you believe? Okay, that's really like, can you see it? Can you feel it? Can you dream it? Could you go to sleep, touch it? Oh my gosh, I want to wake up and that is right there. I'm going to just open my computer or open my eyes and exactly what I'm wishing for is going to be there. And then if it isn't there, you don't get upset and you don't make a big story about it, right? You go, oh, I'm going to go even deeper now and it's going to be here. It's right here. I can tell. Coherence, we talked about getting coherent. That's just one small level of how the idea of coherence is going to start to become a natural thing for you. Am I in coherence with what I wish for? Am I speaking it? Do I believe it? What's going on inside of me? What voices are there that might be causing a conflict, doubt, and other things? We're going to do a lot of substitution. I'm going to create different things where we replace fear with faith, or we bring fire in to burn away the shadows, right, and the fear, and we have these quick, easy ways of activating a clarity and then alchemizing whatever you're in the moment. So the law of resonance is one of my favorite because the frequency is your fortune. Everything is frequency, and everything that you desire in whatever quantity you desire in whatever way it comes to you. Do you want money to just come to you, or do you want money to come to you through your spiritual gifts or through the most things that you do that are most joyful? Or do you want to overflow with abundance? You want to tell your bank account, what do you call money? What do you name money? You just say, you are always full and you're overflowing and you're filling up. And even when I'm not looking at you, you're filling up. You're having a conversation because these are conscious energies. And then you're telling the energies that are alchemizing from poverty or lack or not enoughness into whatever it is that you've asked for, more money, let's say. Now you've instructed it for what it should become. Should it become debt? Should it become a credit? That's okay. But what do you want? How do you want it? And we really are going to get into understanding that your frequency has to do with chanting, has to do with naming, has to do with words. These are all sacred ways of activating frequencies, memories, powers, doorways, and more within you. So law of transmutation, of course, we're talking a lot about that, and we're going to be doing a lot of rising from the ashes, because then we're going to enter the year of the fire horse, and we're going to be ready to activate exactly the part of our soul purpose that wants to come. So we're going to go ahead and take a deep breath now, and we're going to come in and let go of that breath. Close your eyes. Maybe touch your face or rub your body somewhere. Feel good. Feel the physicality of your human body or whatever you are. And then as you feel that, slowly come down, put your hands on your heart. And I want you to breathe in through your hands into your heart. Fill it full of light and love and spiritual substance that's all around you. And now, while it's in your heart, ask it to cleanse, clear, and release. Breathe out, letting that drain out. Now breathe in again through your hands. And the energy is coming from the heart of the sky, the heart of the earth. You are in the center, the pillar of light between the worlds, in the sacred healing chamber. And now you just allow whatever that is. What is that energy that came to you? It's different than what came to me. What color is it? How's it moving? Is it water? Is it sparkles, clouds? Let it go when you're ready. I receive this divine infusion to help me align with my true purpose, my soul purpose, my fully funded mission, because it's sacred, it's powerful, it's important. And I'm here to be abundantly supported, guided, and compensated for why I came here, for who I am, for my natural gifts, for that blueprint within me that's living in my belly, that's waking up, the life force that's coming alive. Take one more deep breath in, but this time slide one of your hands over your belly button, one over your heart. Breathe in through your belly button and up into your heart. I step into my prosperity lifestyle of peace, power, purpose, and prosperity is now in my heart. Let it go. Allow your hands to open and simply allow them comfortably to be open. Your palms facing up, your heart, your face, your throat open, centered here now in this divine moment. I enter the sacred space in reverence, presence, and love, allowing my light body, my light channels, my meridians, all of me to align, to cleanse, to clear, and to activate at the optimal rate and state for me at this time. So it is, and so it is, and so it is, and so it is, and so it is. Above, below, within, north, south, east, west. We call on the guardians of the worlds, of the gates, of the cardinal points, of the three dimensions and the tree of life. Now relax and feel yourself slipping from your heart like a slide made of gorgeous crystal rose petals. What else is there that's soft or beautiful or shiny? You simply begin to gently, safely move down, 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 deeper into your sacral. I'm looking for my path of prosperity. I'm looking where my wealth and my sacred purpose and my mission meet. I'm allowing the transformation, the alchemization of fear into faith and fun and fire. And you go gently and feel yourself entering this deep, dark place like an underground river. And you're flowing along. The water is luminous. The struggle that you felt, the sacrifice, the frustration, the anger, the hard work, the lack, the suffering, the striving to survive, the loss, the failure, every form that you hold within you, you just surrender into this beautiful, luminous, liquid light. You're floating along, you sense freedom as you're purified, as all your attachments are dissolved, unhooked, unshackled. I release beliefs and thoughts. Release soul contracts. Anything that says I'm not good enough. Anything that says I need to work harder. I need to change. I need to do something different. Right here, right now, I am abundant. Right here, right now, I'm already wealthy. Right here, right now, I'm already on sacred retreat. Right here, right now, I'm already living the life of my dreams. Right here, right now. The debt that I feel to people, to the past, to a culture or a gender or a family, the debt that I see or perceive in credit, the debt that I perceive, the world, the governments. Where is the debt? Where is the debt? Do you see all that debt? When did debt get inverted from flow, from money, from abundance? Because time is now involved, debt is bad. You have time. You have time to turn that money, alchemize it from a loan into gold, into freedom, into a business, into a trip, into a transformation, into a wedding, into a creative endeavor. Let that go. Feel now that more and more this beautiful river of light is drawing from you everything that you sense but don't need to know is in the way of transmutation, of your choice to challenge yourself, to alchemize. Now you feel that luminous liquid light that's carrying you through the earth delivers you to a crystal cave. The crystals and what other treasures are here? This is your universal bank. This is your lifetimes of abundance. It represents your wisdom, your abilities, the times you've had money and know how to handle it, the times that you've been wise as a healer, or you've spoken to the stars. You were an architect. You were a doctor. You were a medicine woman. You were a priestess. You walk to the sacred fire, burning beautifully, multicolors. I'm ready to turn scarcity into prosperity. And suddenly you feel something just come out of you, almost as if you were poisoned with food poisoning, and it just flies out of you into the fire. No more scarcity, not in my reality. Now you begin to feel stronger. What are you going to replace that with? You feel there's an enormous gap inside of you, inside of your light body, where the scarcity was living. Oh, now there's another one. You're filling it full of love, full of harmony, full of creative ideas, full of abundance that flows to me in the ways that I choose in every moment. The laws of abundance carry me, and the more I am on my path, the more divine, beautiful, harmonious, loving, helpful people show up, ideas show up, doors open. It is here, it is done, it is here, it is done, it is, it is, it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, I let go of all my sacrifice, all my wounds, all of those times I thought of myself as a victim. Let them go. Now again, there's a pulse. It's almost like a pulse coming from your feet, a pulse coming from the past, a pulse coming from you down your time-space continuum, moving along, moving along, moving along. Time to let go, time to release out of you into that sacred fire. Like a fireball, it explodes, it goes up. Gentle golden ashes rain down around you. The golden ashes turn into tiny golden lizards, golden dragons, tiny little gold angels, gold fairies, gold leaves, gold wands, gold goddesses, tiny little gold coins, and everything now is bathing you It's pouring down, filling you up, filling you up, filling you up. Here you go. All that you need. What are you going to turn it into? What are you going to use your gifts for? Your gifts are here because of everything you've been through. Be here now. Now take a moment, just feel yourself. You're sitting in the ashes of all that was. The crystals around you are reflecting light, the light of fire, gold and silver ray. And now the luminous green-violet ray begins to rise within you, begins to awaken the lightning in your blood, begins to tell you and whisper, oh, that's right. I came here. Oh, everything is done for me. I just have to say what I want. I have to remember who I am. I have to stay on my path. I have to commit to my spirit. Oh, yes, I know. I've got it. Feel that luminous, violet, green ray like fluoride pouring through you, healing, cleansing, realigning, rejuvenating, resuscitating the eternal wealth that is inside of you, that is in the eternal now, begins to rise within you. You sense your wings are growing. You are the phoenix ready to rise. You embody the truth. I am the alchemy master. I am the words, the body, the ideas, the creator. I am the writer. I am the blacksmith. I am the builder. I am the architect. I am the leader. I am the priestess. I am the medicine man. I am the hands and body of the divine here on earth, and I embody the eternal wealth that came with me. I got it all wrong, and I played this fabulous game, and now I gather up my gems, and I step forward with renewal energy. You feel yourself growing, rising, aligning. The wealth is lifting you up like the wind beneath your wings, your sacred purpose, your mission. It's billowing up. You open your wings, you open your mind, you open your heart. I'm ready and willing for large sums of resources, money, love, ideas, vitality, sleep, feeling safe, feeling seen, all of the wonderful things in life, from harmony and inspiration and rejuvenation and joy and gratitude and creativity. It all flows to me now, quickly and easily. Through grace, not karma. Grace replaces karma. Grace erases. Grace renews. Grace refreshes. I step on my prosperity pathway. My lifestyle unfolds. There is peace in every step, power in every breath, purpose in every thought, and prosperity everywhere at my fingertips. My words are flowers, and beauty is the name of my purpose, and prosperity is my path. I accept, I allow, I receive. Breathe yourself into your body now. Walk this prosperity path of divine alchemy. Your wand is in your hand, in your mouth, in your thoughts, in your ideas. Your eyes are open. Your heart is clear. You are guided by the elementals, the ancestors, your celestials. You are fully funded by the infinite universe. And there is nothing that is withheld from you. You are the one. You are here at the right time. You have done everything perfectly. And now, accept it all, love it all, alchemize it all, and start to choose. What are you going to do? What are you going to create? Breathe your body, feel your fingertips and the light radiating from you. Feel your light body glowing and spinning in the spherical consciousness of this sacred feminine magic temple. We give great thanks to all this moment, to this sacred space, to all the energies and priestesses and divine ascended masters that have supported us on this path. And we thank you for opening the doors to this alchemy of abundance, this course that we will walk together with for the next 5 to 6 weeks. We are one In la Quechalakin, I am another you. You are another me. And so it is. And so it is. It is done. May this circle be open yet unbroken, and the peace and love of this moment, of this alchemy, of all that you've realized, go with you, honor it, respect it, feel it, spend time with it, anchor it, describe it, write it, come back, re-listen, share with me, please. Join me on one of these things, and have a beautiful and blessed day. Namaste. And I'll see you next week for our full moon shows and for our sacred retreat. Ciao. I eagerly and easily receive oodles of cash and resources simply for existing and being my most uniquely me in every precious moment. Add through grace. So it's aligned for everybody else's highest good, and it's not creating karma, right? It's not creating attachments, and in perfect ways. Enjoy. Thank you, Chana Joy. Bye.